Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're doing something a little different. I have been busy all week and didn't get to get out in the shop until today. It is currently noon on Saturday, and usually by now my projects are wrapping up and I can start editing the video, but not the case today. Today we are working on this mini bike project here. So we're gonna try to build this mini bike as a rideable, cruisable mini bike within, say, 6 hours. So by 6 o'clock or so, maybe we'll be riding this. Yeah, we're setting a goal today, so we'll see what happens. Now this pile of parts I have here is not very much. It doesn't look like much, but we have a 4 horsepower flathead Briggs from the go-kart over there originally. I built this chassis back in high school. It was a trike that I would ride around. Some random wheels laying, and then I started on this chassis here a couple years ago, and it's just been sitting. So we're gonna build it based off this chassis. We'll obviously have to build a motor plate, a seat I'll probably steal from this one, and we'll have to figure out a throttle. Yeah. So yeah, we've got roughly 6 hours to do this. So I think it's a good goal for me. We can have another fun toy here around the shop, and yeah, I think it's a good challenge. So I don't have much time, so I'll get after it. We've got our basic structure. Got my cross member here, and then we went ahead and we moved up the steering, and then made the cross member attached to this other support should keep the forks from breaking up here or anything. It's all trial and error. But next we're going to get our engine mount made. I have just a general plate, so we'll mount the plate and then make brackets and make it all structural. Make sure our chain is going to be close enough, and yeah, it's going pretty good. Okay, so this here shows everything roughed in. You can see we've got engine plate, cross member, the front cross member, and this is the engine cross member. I don't know that I have enough chain, but that's not hard to acquire. So yeah, now I've just gotta, I'm gonna strip everything off and finish weld everything as much as I can. I'll just throw it in the vise and weld that stuff up. We'll make sure all this is solid, and then we'll work on a seat and a throttle and a brake. We're making pretty good progress here. It's only been a couple hours, so hopefully we meet our deadline. If I do have to run to town, that might eat into our time, so but not a big deal. This is a one-day project, so I'll keep after it. Okay, so here we've got the engine mounted, steering fixed up. I ended up having to flip this and get the steering bars, handlebars reversed. The plan is to sit over the wheel, and that way, you know, whoever's riding, the weight is on the tire and the axles, and then we don't have any excess strain here on the chassis. And so I've just got to build some sort of structure. We'll use that chassis back there. Yeah, we got to throw a chain on, make a throttle, and we're pretty much there. And also, I am using a rear tire here. The plan is to build a brake off of this. So obviously our feet are going to be resting up here somewhere, and the plan would be, you know, we could make a foot brake, or we could end up just mounting a cable that could pull this, and that would stop us from turning. So that's the plan with that. That'll be our brake. Obviously we could put a go-kart style in the back, but I think this will be pretty neat, unique, and easy because I already have the stuff. All right, guys, this thing is looking pretty sweet. It's a lot more rat rod style than I initially planned, but man, it's cool. So here it is so far. I went ahead and notched out the spots for the chain, made them look pretty neat. So what's going to end up happening is I'm just going to sit on the fender there. If I have to add center structure, I can do that also. Obviously, I could make a rear pan or something, but I think it looks good like this. So, with that being welded on, I'll set it on the ground and see, you know, how it is when I'm sitting on there. And then we just got to get the chain and some sort of throttle. And then we can potentially ride it. And currently, it is like 3:30, so 3.5 hours we've gotten this far. It's going really good. Okay, so, oh, and exhaust, that's another thing. But I'll get on the ground, sit on it, make sure it'll hold me up, and, you know, just keep going. Okay, let's get this off the stands, the makeshift stand. Now I'm gonna need a motorcycle jack. So, on the ground. Scoot that back. Yeah. Once we get air in the tire, it'll be perfect. Plenty of clearance up top there. And then we will have to make some sort of footrest. So that's on the list. But yeah, so far, feels really good. hasn't been much commentary in this video because I am so much up against the clock. But we've got foot pegs made. We've got the rear fender / seat, cable, throttle. And then I went ahead and I made just a wood block tensioner. I'll oil all that up. It should be fine for what we got. Next thing, and really last, is exhaust and then cutting these axles off. Then wire the tires up and take it for a rip. And we are really up against the clock right now to be at 6 hours, but I mean, for what we got, totally happy with it. So I'll keep cranking this out. Yeah, I mean, if we're not done in half an hour, we'll be done shortly thereafter. So I will keep grinding away. Soon we'll be ripping. Okay guys, it is 6:14 right now. Just aired the tires up. Everything is on. Exhaust is complete. It's coming out this side. So it wraps around underneath and out. And then there's a base support here. Well, I'll just show you. So the exhaust comes out and around, and then underneath, tight tolerances in there, and it comes out this side. The muffler, I don't want it too loud, and then we have another support there. Everything looks really good. What I need to do is just oil up the chain, and then we'll see if it starts. A little more throttle. Sounds pretty good. right, guys, so the 6-hour mini bike project was a success. We've driven it a mile so far. I went, to the end of the road and back is a mile from our driveway, so we've got 1 mile on it already, which is pretty good. So couldn't be happier with it right now. Everything stayed together. The exhaust sounds good. It's not very loud. I have to pump up the tire a little bit more, and it definitely is a little hard to balance, as you have seen in this section of the video. But, it's just once I learn and I get a brake and a throttle return spring, it'll be a good cruiser that way. So definitely happy with it. To build all this in 6 hours with stuff I've had laying around, and to build this bike in general, I've been thinking about it for a few years now, so that's cool to get it all knocked out in one day. Couldn't be happier with it. So we've got trailer fenders there as well. That's a leaf spring shackle. This initial chassis was a generator cart. I cut it in half and then spliced it. We have an old piece of fence post, and then your typical bike front. So yeah, and it's like a stock 3 horsepower, but it probably makes about 5 right now. So aluminum go-kart axle. I don't remember what the gear ratio is on the back, but it's pretty sweet. Our tensioner is doing good. I think it'll last for a while, especially if I keep it oiled. So yeah, definitely one of those cool projects, cool toys to have around. Really happy with how it turned out. There's just a few more things left to do on it. I mean, it is complete, it is rideable, but like I said, return spring, brake, I've just got to get a cable for that, which I might actually have upstairs. I just didn't even think about it. But that'll be it for today. 6 hours put in on a Saturday. I've still got to get this video edited. It's getting dark out, so I appreciate everybody tuning in to watch this video. Super fun build for me. You will see more of it in the future. So if you like this video, please leave me a like, drop a comment what you think about it. And if you like this sort of content, please hit the subscribe for me. I am so close to 1,000. Super pumped for that. So yeah, that'll be it. I'll keep building cool stuff here at Scrap Fab. You just keep an eye out for the next one, and we'll see you on the next one.